Good morning. Today is Friday, July 15th. I am starting on a section hike of the PCT up here at Timberline Lodge, and I'll be going down to the Eagle Creek trailhead, so it's about 42 miles, something like that. And Mount Hood is in the background there. It's a beautiful sunny day in the upper 60s and a great day to be out doing this. So I am super excited. This is supposed to be an awesome section, and I'm going to hit some really great places along the way. So stay tuned, and I'll see you down the trail. So I'm at the Paradise Park Loop Trail. This is a side trail off the PCT. It's highly recommended in the books. I've wanted to come up here for the last 10 years and check it out. It really is quite beautiful, and of course you can see the mountain behind me. There's a lot of snow up here still in mid-July, but that's just fine. Hopefully we won't have much of a wildfire season, knock on wood. So anyway, I'm having an awesome day. Beautiful blue sky back there, and really enjoying the trail. See you in a while. I am on day 2 from my trek from Timberline Lodge down to Eagle Creek Trailhead on the Pacific Crest Trail. Eagle Creek is an alternative to get down to Cascade Locks. I had a somewhat restful night's sleep last night. I ended up deciding to push another 2.5 miles from Muddy Fork up to Bald Mountain in a really nice campsite, but it was about 1,000 feet elevation gain, so it was a pretty big push for me anyway. So I went 14.5 miles yesterday. Took me a couple hours to go to sleep. I don't know why, but eventually I did, and slept well on and off throughout the night. I'm getting a good start in the morning, had some coffee, and all packed up here, and now I'm headed about another 15 miles today. So I've met some thru hikers from Campo, which is at the border with Mexico. Thru hikers basically are going from Mexico to Canada. So a couple of them have been along the trail here, and a bunch of other folks that are day hikers, because there's some parking lots nearby where they can come out for the day and do some hikes. Beautiful waterfall at Ramona Falls yesterday. Just outstanding waterfall, one of the best I've seen in Oregon after living here for 22 years. So great scenery yesterday, and I'm looking forward to today. See you down the trail. So I had a visitor last night as I was making dinner on the trail. I heard something out in the woods, and there was a large animal coming, but I could tell definitely it wasn't like a bear or something like that. But all of a sudden, 20 feet away out of the woods, there was a doe, a deer, a female deer. But anyway, and she just looked over at me and just kind of kept moving along, looking for food for the night. So it was pretty cool, just very peaceful at night last night. So that was great. This is an amazing vista up here, and you can see actually in the distance there Lost Lake. We've had a boat down there before. You rent a canoe and you can have a beautiful view of Mount Hood just to the right of the video. It is a great lake if you ever get a chance to visit it. and of rhododendrons, a plant that grows super well in Oregon, and they are on both sides of the trail. This section after Lolo Pass, I think we're about 5 or 6 miles in, has a lot of down trees like this of various sizes. Telltale signs of trail maintenance crews that came out with volunteers. Thank you so much for coming out and tending to the trail and opening things up along here. In the fern jungle here. Watch out for the logs. Well, I made it to the top. It's pretty windy up here. 4,300 feet elevation, and it's been kind of cloudy this afternoon, but it's all downhill from here, going down to the Eagle Creek Trail on my way to Cascade Locks. So the journey continues, and I'll see you a bit later. So I'm now on the Eagle Creek Trail, headed down to get some water, and there's campsites down there. Eagle Creek had a massive fire in 2018, started by a teenage kid who threw a firework down into the main area of the trail. It's very eerie out here because there is not a single bird or sound really of any kind in this burned out forest. It's just quite silent. Strange. Water, yay! Bonjour, je parle français un peu. So yesterday, as I was packing up my camp, I met a Frenchman who had started at the border with Mexico some time back, and he was doing a through hike up to Canada. He didn't speak a whole lot of English. I actually studied French back in college and used a little bit with him, and then after he left, of course, a flood of French that I remembered came back to me, and I tried to catch up to him, but I missed him. So yesterday I had my first on-trail trail magic, basically where people are just helping out the hikers, the PCT hikers. My wife has been a wonderful trail magic person, taking me to different trailheads, and she's an expert food planner, and that's helped a lot. Of course, taking care of things while I'm out on the trail. And my hiking buddy Carolyn's also been helpful, but this is the first on-trail magic where there was a woman named Michelle, and she had fresh fruit and donuts and sodas and cookies and a whole bunch of things. So hung out with her for a while, and that was really lovely. And then I met a through hiker from Mexico border trail name of Diesel, and he and I ended up hiking together about 5 or 6 miles, and really fascinating guy. He got his trail name Diesel because I realized on the trail that he's not super fast, but he's not slow, but he just keeps motoring, keeps going. So after about 6 miles and a break for lunch, he was off, and I was back on my own again, which was great. So anyway, ended up doing 21 miles yesterday, which was a big day for me. Certainly was pretty beat by the time I got here about 8:30 last night. I did make it down to Eagle Creek. You might be able to hear the river in the background. Found a great campsite with several other people. On the way, I was kind of in my last, I would say 4 or 5 miles getting here to the camp. I was on the Eagle Creek Trail, and of course they've had to do a whole bunch of trail restoration over a period of 3 years, and I think it reopened it last year after a major fire. But there was a part of it getting down here that I completely lost the trail, and was kind of bushwhacking for a while and finally refound the trail and managed to get down to the camp, which was great. So anyway, I will see you a bit later. So I made it to the Bridge of the Gods. You can see it in the background there. It was a pretty strenuous hike, but I managed to do it in 3 days. It's about 41-ish miles total, with a significant amount of elevation gain. I think several thousand feet, and descent as well. So I love this section of the PCT. This is the longest section hike solo that I've done so far. And I always learn something new about this. One is trying to keep up with a through hiker that's already got 2,100 miles behind him. It's hard, but I tried for a while with Diesel, and we had a nice chat. And then the other thing is, of course, prepare and expect the unexpected. One of the river crossings that I did, I didn't have a water bottle quite inserted right, so I lost one of my liters of water early on in the hike, and it was no problem. I ended up creating a new way with my Sawyer squeeze filter of dealing with my water. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Sounds like there's a train coming. If you like these videos, please go ahead and subscribe or like, and I will see you on the next section of the PCT. Thanks again for watching. Cheers. Bye-bye.